Hey everybody, welcome to Play Ball Park. I have a special guest with me today. This is the official All-Star Game artist, Charles Fazzino, and we are surrounded by his impressive, beautiful artwork. Charles, welcome to Seattle, first of all.
Thank
This
you.
is the official sort of, the cover of the program for the All-Star Game.
Yeah.
And the official, what, print you would call it?
Yes, our official 3D commemorative print.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful, obviously, cityscape, T-Mobile Park. And I was reading up, you haven't been to Seattle too many times, so how'd you sort of put everything in this thing? I mean, it's impressive.
Well, you know, I've been doing it for 20 years, so sometimes I'm more familiar with the cities, of course, East Coast, because I'm an East Coast guy. But it was interesting, when I sat down to work, I've been here a couple of times, so I was able to put things where geographically they go. You look at it closely, you can see it's not exactly right.
You have to fit it all in.
It should be a little bit more, but it depends on your vantage point where you're looking. But I think it really worked out well. I got in a lot of the new buildings, and I really wanted to get the excitement of Seattle, the color,
Certainly.
the feeling of it, and I think I captured it.
So we feel like we have a pretty unique little city here up in the Pacific Northwest, right?
Yeah.
It's not New York, which a lot of your artwork does depict where you're from.
Yes.
But so Seattle is unique, so you get the mountain, you get the Space Needle. It has some unique features.
Yeah, it does. And I mean, they're all very spread out. Like obviously the mountain is farther this way, and the Space Needle's farther, but you know, it really came out great, and I really want people, when they look at the artwork, to feel like, well, the artist has an intimate feeling for the city.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I really tried to capture.
And I mean, you've been asked about the process of how this comes all together, and I remember hearing that it really was a pop-up book that started you on this journey. How many years ago? I don't want to date you, but how many years?
Back in 1981, I really tried to make a pop-out book, and you know, cutting, gluing, pasting. I call it layering like a lasagna. So it's, you know, I really tried to make a pop-out book, and this sort of happened in the interim, and I've been sticking with it, and the theme of anything works well with the artwork. So I've been able to, you know, take that, and especially with my love for cities and architecture, it just all worked together so well. And when people look at the artwork, they always say how unique it is. Even today, after all these years, people will tell me that the artwork just looks fresh and new.
Because it's not just sports. As a sports guy, I know all the programs from the Super Bowls, 20 Super Bowls. This is your 20th All-Star Game. It's other things I saw on your website, chihuahuas in Miami and alligators in Mardi Gras. I mean, where do you get these ideas? They're phenomenal.
I just do. I mean, I really like being challenged by new imagery and new things. And I do a lot of, they sort of call me in New York the event artist. So I've done the Grammy Awards and the Emmy Awards, program covers, as well as the fine artwork.
Over the years, you must have kind of like evolved and developed, and like say, I can do this with this, and I can do this with that, and I just like, the ideas, they come up in the middle of the night, you wake up, and you're like, I got another idea.
Yeah, for me, the ideas just come easily. Sometimes I don't even have enough time to implement all those ideas.
Right.
You know, when I'm traveling and so forth, doing shows, I always get ideas. Like just being here in Seattle, you know, I saw so many different things. I'd love to do a piece just, you know, about the market down. Absolutely. You know, I mean, there's so much.
Yes, so many iconic things. So take me through some of this. You mentioned the classic cars. The baseballs are unbelievable.
Yes.
The detail in them are unbelievable.
So first I start off with a pencil drawing, and then they get hand painted in with the special Japanese markers that are acrylic based, and then they get embellished with glitter, Swarovski crystals, and then we put the official logo on each piece. And each one is hand painted, so they're their own little drawing of each city.
And they're all unique, yes.
And they're on.
So every team, you could, on the website, the whole thing? Yeah.
All of them.
CharlesFazzino.com, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And then the piece de resistance, I guess, if you will. Because this home plate will be at home plate on Tuesday.
And since 2005, I've been doing the commemorative first pitch home plate, and they've just been a hit. And every year, there's always collectors that buy them before even they get on. As soon as they're called game used, they get a sticker, and then most of them are pre-purchased. The most famous one that sticks out of my mind, I remember in Houston, Muhammad Ali at the time was doing the first pitch, and his disease had really progressed. He stepped on it and smashed the middle, and the person that had bought it ahead of time said, "Do not fix it. I want it exactly as it is." And I think I've heard in auctions, because I think even that it went on to be resold, and it was came in for worth more than any of the others, and it was the one that was ruined. But I love working on different surfaces. Also, a new thing that I've been doing is classic cars. And I do all sorts of automobiles based on what I feel the automobile that matches the team the best.
Oh, cool.
You know?
Do we have a Seattle one yet? Or are we
not yet.
working on it? Okay, we're working on it.
Right.
So how many of these home plates are there?
There's just one.
There's just one.
Yep.
That's the one that goes up for auction. Are there replicas people can buy? No, because everything's unique.
No,
everything's
they're
yes.
one of a kind.
Wow.
But as far as the baseballs and many of the other things like the miniature prints, they're all made by hand.
Wow.
And then I dedicate them while I'm here at the show, sign them.
Very cool.
And,
I saw you doing that over here.
It's a real fun collectible.
Earlier. That is something else, man.
And I think that's what people want after they come to an event like this. They want something to remember this commemorative event, because it may not even happen again for many years.
It's been 20 years here since it's been here before. Charles, I appreciate you taking me around and showing me some of the stuff. It's fabulous to see. I've been a big fan for a long time watching these sporting events. So thanks for being here.
Thank you.